Hey guys, welcome to another Gauging Gadgets Garmin Forerunner 245 or 245 music tutorial video. In this video, I'm going to do a quick overview of the system settings on the Garmin Forerunner 245 and also tell you what all of them do and how to change them. Doing this can allow you to change the language, the format of different metrics on the watch, and also do a full factory reset of the Forerunner 245. So let's go on and get started. You get into the system settings by simply holding the up button until the menu opens. Then select the up button again and you'll see system. Go ahead and select that using the start and stop button. So now we're in the system settings. The first option is going to be language, and this is where you can change the language that the watch is displayed in. So as you can see, you have several different options here. But say your watch was showing a different language, you would simply just go here, select the language you needed to display using the start and stop button, and then the entire watch will display in that language. The next item in system settings is going to be time, and this is where you can configure the format. So if you want to have 12 or 24 hour, you can change that here. You can also set the time. Currently it's on auto, but you can do it manually if you wanted to. Auto is going to be determined by your GPS location. So as you move around the world or in different time zones, it will automatically update the time. But if you wanted to manually configure that, you could do that here by just selecting manual and then going down to time and configuring it there. After that, we have alerts, and this is going to be time-related alerts. So you can have it alert you because it's getting close to sunset or sunrise. You can also have it alert you hourly, which could be useful in some situations. Now, the sunrise and sunset is going to be based on your GPS location, and as you can see right here, you could set it to be 10 minutes, 2 hours, as long as you want, a couple seconds before sunset, whatever your desire is there, but you can configure it in the time settings. And then finally we have sync with GPS, and this is where if you have the wrong time or if you've changed time zones and the watch has not updated, you simply go into the time settings, go to sync with GPS, it's going to find your GPS location and then update the time accordingly on the watch. Now as you can see, it's telling me I can get a better GPS signal if I'm outdoors. Alright, so we're complete. Now the time's been updated. After time, we have backlight. Now this is where you can configure the backlight for the display on the watch face. There are two different settings here, during activity and then not during activity. I'm going to go through just not during an activity, but the during activity will be exactly the same. It's just those will be configurations for when you're in an activity. So the first we have keys and alerts, and this is where the backlight will turn on if you have any buttons pressed or if there are any alerts or notifications. So you can actually have this be on or off, and then also you can have it turn on only after sunset, which can really save the battery life. After that, we have gestures, and this is where the backlight will turn on if you move the watch face towards you, which can be pretty useful. Again, you can do on, off, or after sunset for this as well. Next, we have the timeout, and this will be the backlight timeout. So the lower you have this, the better your battery life will be, but you can actually set this so that the backlight never times out, which would definitely kill your battery life. I'm going to do 30 seconds. And that's all we have for the backlight settings. After that, we have sounds. And one of the interesting things about this watch is you can actually have tones play on the watch for when you're pressing buttons. They can also be for notifications or alerts, different things like that. It can get a little bit annoying and it's less private, so I'm going to turn that off. You can also configure tones for alerts and notifications to be just on during activities, which I do find useful. Next, we have vibration. And currently with notifications or alerts, there will be a vibration. You can turn that off here. You can also turn on vibrations for every time a button is hit. And in my opinion, that would get extremely annoying, so I'm going to turn that off. That's it for sounds. Next we have Do Not Disturb. And this is where you can turn on Do Not Disturb, and basically that's where you have no alerts, no notifications, no gestures, and the backlight will not turn on. So it's basically sleep mode. The sleep time is actually configured in the user settings in the Garmin Connect app, but you can turn on or off Do Not Disturb while you're sleeping on the watch under the Do Not Disturb settings, as you can see right there. Alright, going back, we have auto lock, and this is where you can have the watch actually lock while you're doing maybe an activity or always, so that no buttons can be hit accidentally, nothing can be changed. This could be useful if you're doing an activity that maybe like boxing or something where a button could be pressed. You could have it automatically locked during that activity, and then you don't have to worry about the activity being stopped accidentally. Next we have units, and this is where you can change the units and how they're displayed on the watch. So distance currently in miles, but you can turn it into kilometers. You can change it for pace speed, elevation, weight, height, temperature, and vert speed. Next we have format, And this is where you can change the format for different things like the pace and speed. So you can change running format to show pace, show speed. You could change cycling to cardio, same thing, strength, walking, and other. After that, you can configure the start of the week. Next, we have data recording. This is where you can have it do smart, which is where the watch determines when it records activity data, or you can do every second, which might be a little bit harder on your battery. Next, we have USB mode, and this is basically what happens when you plug your device into the USB connection. After that, we have reset, and this is where you can do some data resets for the Forerunner 245. They have 4 different options in here. Reset default settings, so it will just change the settings on the watch, leaving the user data. Next, you can have all of the activity data removed from the watch. The third option is reset totals, so all of your distance totals, things like that, step totals, everything like that will be removed from the 245. And then finally, a full factory reset, removing all of the data and resetting the settings. So this will remove all user data, including installed watch faces, widgets, everything. Next, we have software updates, and I recommend keeping this on so that it automatically updates the software on the watch whenever there's one available. It does require your phone though. And then finally we have About, which will show you the software version, and then you can scroll down for other information about the watch. So that was a quick overview of the system settings for the Garmin Forerunner 245 or 245 Music. If you have any questions about this, leave a comment below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you'd like to see more Garmin Forerunner 245 tutorial videos, check the link in the description. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to my channel, Gauging Gadgets, more gadget reviews and tech tutorials. Thank you so much for watching.